Frank! What are you doing?
Nothing.
Wait, is this alcohol?
I'm sorry. Some kids offered it to me on the playground and said I'd be cool.
Do you even know what they do to kids like this in the streets?
No, what?
They shoot them down with machine guns and rocket launchers!
Oh no! Where'd you hear that?
I heard it from this game called Narc.
A video game?
Yeah, Frank. Do you want to be one of the cool kids?
Yeah.
We'll put down the bottle and pick up a controller.
I guess we're playing Narc at the computer. Welcome to Narc at the Computer. You are now recruited, part of the anti-drug movement, the war on drugs. Right now, we're going to send Officers Frank and Officers Brute down to the streets.
Ready to report for duty?
Let's go kill those drug users.
Attention, Narc 1.
Oh no, the Narc, man!
511 in progress.
Dude, that guy looks
man,
cool.
he's got a bag full of pills.
Oh, shit.
Here we come.
So, alright. Oh, are you in there? Okay.
There we go.
So, Narc is probably one of the coolest video games ever made. Already, there's just so much to love about this video game. It's the same reason I love the movie Death Wish 3, why I love shitty action movies, Trauma, is it's such a cartoon visualization of, like, everything mom and dad are afraid of.
First of all, look at these doors up here, just like a wall of doors.
Hey, dude, it's like Final Fight. It's like the start of Final Fight. You're in this fucking crusty back alley. This game came out in 1988, so this is like the peak of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Commando. Death Wish 3 was 87. Trauma had Toxic Avenger in the 80s. Oh, we're going inside? Yeah. Oh, we're in the subway. Oh. You know, New York City, you don't want to take, you know, what's in Hey Arnold? You have the old adage, sun goes down, stay above ground. You don't know what bad stuff's in the subway. This game is just like, again, a really insane time capsule of what like Ronald Reagan and everyone was afraid of in the 80s. It's hyper violent, filled with drug heads. It's got this really weird militant police tone to it where it's like, trust the law and they will do fine. There is no gray morals. There's bad guys and that's it. I just busted them. Also, when you arrest somebody, they go to the big jail cell up in the sky. There's fucking neon. Yeah, your bullets are neon. Oh, we're going to California? Hell yeah. That's great. We're already there. Wait, would you just shoot me?
No, I didn't shoot you. No, it was
Who shot me?
I didn't do that. No.
Bruce, I don't want this to turn into a zombie revenge situation.
I didn't do nothing.
Everyone keep an eye out on the bullets. Bruce is an infamous bullet stealer.
I can't shoot you.
Oh, there's a bag of Coke on the ground.
Oh, I forgot it.
So the premise of this game is you are playing as a hitman, and I forget the other guy's name. And you are assigned by like the narcos officers to kill drug users and drug dealers and arrest Mr. Big. America is out of control with guns and violence and most importantly drugs. God forbid anyone does drugs. So we're here to, you know, kind of clean up the streets. Oh my God. Also, I like how these dudes don't have like t-shirts on, they just got one coat.
No, that's how drug dealers are.
They also look like they're wearing 3D glasses. Oh, I gotta put some more quarters in. I like how anytime I come, I just get another Ferrari down from the station. Also, RoboCop came out this time, Paul Verhoeven. Ban China, is that what it says?
Insert red safe card.
Oh, is this gonna be one of those things? Okay, I got the red surf card. All right, how did we do? Max Force, my name is Max Force, your hitman. All right, who did better?
Did I get nothing? Okay, there we go.
Oh, shit. All right, Bruce gets to stay on the force. Crack stop. Hey, you know,
look at that crack. He's got just a needle of crack.
You know, some people go to GameStop. All the cool kids go to Crack Stop. I also just like, this is the bad part of town. Like, there's strip clubs. This guy looks so goddamn
That guy
cool.
drugged you.
He threw a needle at me. So I know there's so much going on screen here. Yeah, so the people in this game, they throw needles at you, just how drugged, you know, people do. They give you that first hit for free.
And he's purple because he's high.
He's high as hell, dude. That's God damn, he looks so cool. You know, purple is one of my favorite colors. I wear purple shirts. Doesn't mean I'm high. Don't judge me. He's flying. This crack dealer's doing a helicopter. Oh, Bruce, you're high. I need to arrest and kill you. Okay.
I'm going to hell.
Oh shit, yeah, you're going to hell. You do one hit, it's all over. Crack Stop. Also, I like making fun of McDonald's with 1 billion served. Crack Stop says 1 billion dead. That's all. You do it once, man. Your life is over. You're gonna be living in this dumpster. There's a red arrow going up here.
Ronald Reagan 2020.
Crack. Oh no, this is the inside of GameStop. You know, there's a lot. Oh shit, there's dogs.
Crack dogs.
Crack dogs. Just like, this game is just fucking cool. Also, one thing that's kind of funny, they don't care if you kill drug users, but if you kill dogs, they turn into little puppies and run off screen. They didn't want to mess with PETA. They didn't want to cross that line. So this is kind of like Breaking Bad. You know, you can see Walter White and Jesse. I'm gonna arrest this guy. Fucking,
there's so many dogs on me.
Yeah, well, you know, dogs. You live with a dog, right? Isn't that a thing? Like, if you have dogs, they like can smell it on you and they want to cuddle you.
What?
Is that a thing?
Smell what on me?
No, just you smell your other dog on you. They know you're trusted.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking little baby dog runs away. Anyways, they're manufacturing drugs. So my history with this game, I'd always heard about it, but I never played it until like 2017 when I was just going through shit on MAME and thought like, oh, this game looks really cool. Let's play it. And Bruce and I played it together and we're blown away by it. This was on my list of like best games of 2017 because it was the first time I discovered it. Oh, we did tie. Okay.
And this is like in the height of our like Death Wish fascination.
Oh my god. All right, we're on the freeway now looking for PCP addicts. I also like how the lineage, you'll see, the lineage of drugs in this game doesn't make sense. We were just with crack. Hey, you know what? You did some drugs earlier. I can't let you behind the wheel. Shit. All right. Hey, fair enough. I did some drugs. Can't let me drive. You know, don't drink and drive. Hey, now in California they say get high, get a DUI.
Oh.
You know, Narc is still in effect. Narc will pull you over.
Hey, I've heard that once you become a pothead, your life is over.
It's true. It's over. You know. Oh god. Yeah, I also like how, you know, it's kind of a nice commentary on America's military-industrial complex. We have so much money to spend on military resources. We get into a Lamborghini, crash it, explodes. Immediately, we have a new one on the force.
Yeah,
I also
all police officers.
I also like we're walking down the freeway. Like, this is such a... He just flies up in the air.
Yeah.
This guy... Dude, PCP addicts are nuts. They'll pick up dumpsters and throw them at you.
That's what PCP does to you. It makes you strong.
Is this good or bad? Should I walk over it?
That looks like drugs, Frank.
Oh, you were right.
It was a drug mine.
It was a drug mine. Hey, speaking of mines, again, I watched the Vietnam War documentary in December. One thing I learned that was crazy, and this is kind of how the war on drugs got started. In the Vietnam War, is this a clown? Oh, shoot, get away from him. Get away from the clown.
Oh, my God.
Jesus. What was the name of that clown serial killer? Oh, I feel embarrassed. I don't know the name of it. He was the one. Oh, God. Well, anyways. Everyone knows him. Yeah, stay away from him. In the Vietnam War, which was so goddamn scary, there was a heroin epidemic. U.S. soldiers were constantly... There was 30,000 servicemen who were addicted to heroin because the Vietnam War was such a nightmare. They needed an escape. And, like, they couldn't really control it. So after the Vietnam War, they needed to really crack down on it. So they launched the War on Drugs. And... Which is kind of crazy because you can't win a war on drugs. It's not a thing. Just like the Vietnam War, you can't win.
Or war on terrorism.
Yeah, it's all this stuff that's like it's an impossible force that will always be there. You can't win it.
War on sleep.
Yeah, the war on anime. You know, there's all this shit. At some point, you just gotta give up and you gotta bend with the times. You're backing up in reverse. Oh, jeez.
I'm fucking up these dogs.
Oh, wait. I know. Oh, let me just get in your car. Come back here. Pick me up. Okay. Yeah. Now let's go and talk about the war on drugs. Richard Nixon launched Operation Intercept, which was to stop Mexico from sending marijuana to California. How times have changed. Yeah. Ronald Reagan in the 80s, he was kind of sworn in as like a Bible president, a real conservative. Him and his wife, they were really serious about the war on drugs. That's when things got serious. That's when they had like the crack epidemic, which was a real like awful disparity because they would like punish like low-income areas for all these people who are addicted to crack because they couldn't get off it. It was just such a thing.
Well, one thing to like point out with that is like the punishment cycle for crack was like so out of whack because like
that's a good rhyme.
Yeah, that's I'm a rhyme master. But like there's different strains a weird word, but there's different like consistencies of crack. There's different levels of crack, and so like really like cheap crack that's very affordable that you can like get in like very low income areas.
All right.
They would punish that more harshly than very expensive crack that more white people used. So naturally, like they created this narrative that like more black people were having more crack, but that's only because police were punishing them more.
Which is so like fucked up and awful. And then like, just fucking white collar crime getting away. Also, we should say. I am not an expert on any of this. No. I'm not an expert on this. I wish Ken Burns would make a documentary on the war on drugs, but I did see David Simon's The Wire, which does cover a lot of the same things. Season 3 of David Simon's The Wire is about the war on drugs, and again, you kind of hear it all the time. I don't know how much you hear it on YouTube Let's Plays, but The Wire is one of the best shows of all time. It's something everyone should watch once you're old enough. If you're watching this video, you're old enough to watch it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend a 12-year-old watching it because it's like even when I watched The Wire when I was like 23, I was too dumb. But like, season 3 is all about the war on drugs. There is no right answer. There's no right or wrong. But there's an experiment in Baltimore. The crime is like skyrocketing, and so they decide to kind of fudge the numbers. Oh, if we just don't report it, our commanding officers will get off our backs. Things will get much easier. Also, Kinky Pinky, pretty badass. We're going to the porn district. I like to hang out here sometimes. In Wire Season 3, the mayor decides, hey, this one district in Baltimore, drugs are legal. Fuck it. We can't combat it. and they actually kind of see like progress. Like, oh, we're actually all of a sudden aren't locking up all these people. It's an incredible like just an idea, and then you see it play out in this whole season of a show, and like some people are actually kind of in favor. Yeah, decriminalize this, and then other people are like, how could you let this happen? It's phenomenal. Check out The Wire season 3. Every season kind of tackles a different thing. The last season's about journalism. Season 1, just like the drug trade. Season 2, like, great show. Anyways, enough about The Wire.
Like, with the war on drugs in general, it was like one thing that like it's still around today, because like the problem with like Reagan going so hard in on the war on drugs is that no president after him could like get rid of it, because it's like, oh,
it's kind of like the Vietnam War. We put so much resources into it, puffed our chests up so much that like once like Clinton and Bush inherited it, Clinton can't be like, war on drugs is over.
Yeah,
like
because it would make his rating would go down, and all of middle America would be like, how could you, stuff like that. Whereas like people like us wouldn't see that as that big of a deal. With anything, it's like, stop the war on drugs, stop this like fake war. But like you can't, as a president, you can't just say let's stop the war on drugs. So like every president had to inherit this like problem. And like the only thing that people could do is like slowly tone it down.
Yeah, I mean, like we're making progress now. Like, you know, marijuana is legal in California, a bunch of other states, and you're kind of seeing these things that were once seen as such.
Clowns.
Yeah, dude, they like you. They're going after you because you're funny looking.
Fuck, Frank, help me!
I ran out of rockets. These clowns have. Jesus. Oh, now the dog's coming after you. I mean, like things that are once seen as such taboo are like kind of not an issue anymore. But then now the kind of war on drugs is now the opioid epidemic, which is like insane. I watched a PBS documentary on it and read a book and listened to like a Mark Maron interview with this author named San Quino. But there's a book that came out called Dreamland. The True Tale of America's Opioid Epidemic. Also, Louis Theroux did a documentary called Dark States, Heroin Town. And it kind of talks about the rise of, like, painkillers and how now so much of America is fucked up because of it.
Yeah.
Again, I am not an expert, but if you're interested, please look this stuff up, and I'll put Wikipedia articles below. But, like, again, this is a 26-year-old idiot's explanation of it. But, like,
fucking stuck.
You know, in the 90s, all of a sudden, there's all these, like, painkillers. If someone got into an accident, they prescribe them this. Hey, this will make you feel better. You'll you know... But these pills were so addictive, and at the time, we didn't really know the ramifications of like prescribing everyone these pain pills.
Yeah.
So people got really addicted to pain medication, and then now people are aware of how awful it is. So now doctors are much more harsh on giving away. But all of these people who grew up, you know, like so used to pain medicine can't get that as easily. So then they turn to heroin, and it's just like this endless battle. In Louis Theroux's documentary, he went to this town in middle America. Oh, we have to go to the E. Do we have the thing? Do I have this? I have the silver card, Bruce. We can leave.
I'm sorry.
I know you want to kill more fuck these spiders. I don't like spiders. Oh, I'm stuck in here. Oh, we're in the swamp now. This sucks. I also like how this game turns into Fallout. Anyways, back to the heroin epidemic.
These bugs are on drugs.
Bugs on drugs. That's what happens if you do drugs. You turn into a little bug. Louis Theroux went to this town in middle America, which has the highest, like the most densest opioid epidemic in the world. And it's so sad. And like, I know someone who's addicted to opioids, and it's like, it's awful. It's really, really sad and gut-wrenching. And like,
well, even now, there's like other problems now with like prescription drugs. It's like even like pills like Xanax and stuff like that are such a huge problem, especially among like college kids. Like even like this has already been talked about, but even like Lil Peep dying recently due to like addicting to Xanax and stuff like that, or even like just even like perp and stuff like that. It's like it's really bad.
Yeah, and so like that's where the thing is like, I mean the answer is, don't treat drug users as criminals, treat them as sick people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a big thing that's been going on recently is like, okay, marijuana is decriminalized in California. Okay, what about everyone who's locked up for weed offenses?
Yeah.
Are they just still in the prison system? Like, it's a really heavy and sad thing to talk about, but like, yeah, going forward, it's like, yeah, I mean, like, there's methadone clinics. Like, yeah, don't arrest heroin users. Like, okay, get them all, wean them off it. Like, so like, you know, information's important, but yeah, don't fucking shoot rocket launchers at marijuana users. And like, that's why it's fun. I mean, we kind of turned this into a heavy episode, but like playing this game, like this came out in the 80s and like it was, I don't even know, was this seen as satire?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's so ridiculous.
The people making the game were, you know, this is created by Eugene Jarvis, I think is his name, but the guy who made Robotron and Smash TV. Smash TV is very much like RoboCop. It is very satirical, but this was put in arcades and it's like, yeah, it was kind of made at the zeitgeist, which is all about Ronald Reagan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like the Reagan action hero, like Stallone, Rambo. There's no gray areas. Oh, they're on the other side. Let's blow them up. Don't ask questions. And now playing it 20 years later, we're able to laugh at it and have fun. But like, it is this kind of gross time capsule for its time. Like, we are in a weed farm killing weed dealers. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's you can just go down to Santa Ana and
Like,
it's
especially
free.
it's ironic now. Like, I wish it'd be ironic if Ronald Reagan was still alive.
Yeah.
Seeing what he fought so hard to
Yeah.
protect is now being legalized.
Yeah. I mean, that's something like in the Vietnam War documentary, Lyndon Johnson, he actually did a lot. Like, I forget exactly what his things, but I think Lyndon Johnson launched Social Security. Again, I might be wrong, but like he did a lot of good things. But like he was so depressed at the end of his era because all he's remembered for is launching the Vietnam War, and it's like he apologized for it. Like, hey, I'm sorry, but he did a lot of good things. But like, yeah, Ronald Reagan is known for like launching the war on drugs, and it's still like a giant mess. And you know, I got nothing good to say about him.
Nope.
Also, again, talking about like going for the
Wait,
streets.
I have one good thing
Yeah.
to say about Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
I went to his library with my parents when I was little, and he has a portrait of himself made out of Skittles. That's pretty cool.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Also, cool thing about Ronald Reagan, you know, he did kind of, you know, puff America's chest up, like, again, not in a good way, but the climate at the time produced Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone and all those action movies and all that. So, you know, the pop culture effects of it. Also, Dead Kennedys was all, you know, my, you know, Reagan Youth, which compared Ronald Reagan to Hitler. You know, a lot of good bands out there, a lot of good punk music came out of time, but, you know, in an adverse
But also
effect.
a lot of people went to jail.
Yeah, an adverse fact, just like with
this dude.
The Vietnam War wasn't good, but because of the Vietnam War, we got Taxi Driver. Paul Schrader came back from the Vietnam War so fucked up, he wrote a movie about it, and now
You know, Frank is all about war as long as it produces art.
yeah, you know. Hey, you know, Donald Trump, now Get Out, Jordan Peele. I mean, Get Out was written
Fucking
before
hell.
Donald Trump, but, you know, it's...
I hate these dudes.
I hate these dudes. You know, video... Whoa. This, I'm not even really paying attention to the game. Pink Cadillac. That's my commentary. Pink Cadillac. Can you imagine if we were like a regular Let's Player and that's all we did? Like, oh, Pink Cadillac! That was a good impression. Hey, let us know in the comments. Do you want to see more commentary like that or us talking about politics while we play video games?
Puppies!
One cool thing about the war on drugs that
what's one cool thing about it, Frank?
I like video games. As a kid, one thing I have fond memories of is the winners don't use drugs screen in front of all arcade games. This was something that was in effect from 1989 to like the year 2000, and something I'm very nostalgic for, even in front of Street Fighter. Like, anytime you, hey, now the war on drugs, about the war on big banks, you know, the 1%. Fuck. Oh, these dogs get harder to kill. Yeah, I don't know, seeing that winners don't use drugs splash screens is something that's so funny and I'm so nostalgic for.
Yeah, it makes me think of like Dare and Red Ribbon, stuff I saw all the time.
And now that, again, we kind of, in Tony Hawk episode, we talked about dressing as skaters, like, it's like you fucking go into a skate shop and there's so many weed socks. Like, there's something funny, even if you don't do drugs, there's something almost ironic and cool about embracing it. Yeah. Now that you're so older, like, one of my favorite like skaters and like artists is Jeremy Klein does Hookups. He's known for all his anime stuff, but he ironically embraces that stuff. He has hats and buttons that say nope to dope, like, which is like an 80s like anti-drug thing, but like I want that shirt that says no to dope because it's like cool. But yeah, like back in school I had Red Ribbon Week, which like was pretty good. Wet Ribbon Week. Thanks for getting me out there. This dog is turning me up. Like, I do think drug education's important. Like, I don't necessarily believe scare people to think, you know, because then that demonizes shit. But, like,
I honestly think it's like similar to like sex education.
Yes.
Like a lot of times sex can be taught in such a scary way.
Yeah.
Like if you have sex, you will get an STI. You will like get a girl pregnant no matter what. Which is not true. And I think if it's taught correctly, both drug use and sex use can be something that like it should be taught properly.
Yeah, because like growing up in high school, I was so straight edge, and like I was like, I mean, I was 16, I was a computer nerd, so I was like, I found out a friend did marijuana, and I was like, how you can't play World of Warcraft with us anymore? No, seriously.
Really?
I had the Skype conversation. I was a dork. I was 14, but like I found my friend did weed, and I was like, how could you? Again, I was like hurt, and it's like, what the fuck? But it's because I was an idiot. And then like, you know, you get older and like you have friends to do. It's like, oh, okay. And then like, like once I was in college, just like, you know, like, oh, like
going to LA parties.
Yeah, going up to LA party where all my friends are like comedians and writers. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, this shit doesn't matter. And it's just like, I think that's what's important. And now the rise of social media and like the internet, it's just like, free education everywhere. Like, just learn about this shit. Also kind of like these zoot suit, like, 20s gangsters. Like, are we now in the Prohibition? Hey, if they made Narc again, make it a time travel where you send Narc officers to the 20s, blowing up. What's it called? When the 20s they had speakeasies. I want to see Narc officers go into speakeasies. That'd be cool as hell.
Jazz music playing.
I also like that we're now in the crack lobby. Look how we just arrested all these fucking. Maybe this is Time Cop. No, I also like all these games like. It's kind of like a boss rush mode where it's like now all the different drug users are now all combining forces to stop us now that we get to the head of Mr. Big.
Mr. Big. Also, one important thing to say with drug use and stuff like that, you can abuse anything, but just like with anything, you can abuse food. You can abuse
I mean,
candy.
like, no, honestly, like with like porn addiction or video games, anything you do too much, like, you fucking get jaded, and it like kind of warps your senses. Uh-oh, we're going to Mr. Big's office.
Oh no.
Be careful.
Mr. Big.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, honestly, World of Warcraft, the login screen said, like, take this in moderation. Like, MMORPG addiction. Final Fantasy, like, in South Korea, like, people die at their computers. Like, it's with, you can do anything too much. Yeah, like...
It's important just to have a steady head on your shoulders and just, like...
Yeah.
Do your research.
And again, like, watching The Wire was such a transformative experience for me, because, like, I was already education. I took political science in college. I wasn't, like, that much of a genius.
I took a college class.
No, really. Hey, I had a really, like, cool teacher.
Fuck.
But, like, you know, I think, like, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know everything.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, that's why it's fun. Like, seriously, I feel like there's such a mental marker of me watching the Ken Burns Vietnam War. I know that's so silly to keep talking about it, but I learned so much in those 18 hours that it's like, I have so much more context for everything.
Our viewers might be sick of it, but you should try being Frank's best friend.
Yeah.
You hear about it for like a month straight.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. I also, like, again, it's the serial killer thing where it's like, hey, Matt, you want to know something cool about the Vietnam War?
Hey, Matt, check out this clip of this man crying, talking about killing thousands of people. Oh, thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
I was about to go to bed, but I guess I'll be sad.
Hey, I need to dump this stuff out there. Just like Mr. Big needs to dump his drugs into the streets.
Into my body.
Into the body. But yeah, like, but yeah, the more you know, the more you don't know, and it's just fun learning about shit.
Well, even Mark Maron has a really funny bit where he asks people, hey, how old were you when you realized that your parents are idiots?
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that where you, like, as a kid, you just think adults have all the answers and know everything.
And that's how I feel like I was, like, talking to people at this convention, like, I work a big boy job, and it's like, oh, you kind of realize, like, it's kind of thing, you fake it till you make it. Everyone is struggling. Everyone's, like, pulling strings together, and it's like, again, having open communication, just talking, and, like, we're all in this together, like, everyone's trying to get by in life. And so, like, hey, if people at the end of the day want to have a glass of wine, if people want to smoke or whatever, a party, it's like, that's healthy in moderation. You can have balance. Like, there can be, yeah, you can just have open conversations. You can have experiences in life. And, like, I'm someone, like, I'm 26 and I'm still finding out stuff about love and relationships that's like so new to me, and it's like, yeah, you're just learning about stuff.
Hey Frank, I beat your score.
What?
I just want to say that real
You know
quick.
what? Fuck.
I know you were talking about stuff, but I just wanted to say I got
this is how Bruce distracts me. He'll ask, you know, personal life questions, and then he'll fucking get ahead in the high score. All right, fuck it.
Where am I? Oh, there.
Yeah, you're on the second place. Okay, I need to get my score higher than you. Shit.
These dogs are the worst.
Yeah, the dogs suck. I hate dogs in video games. Resident Evil 1. What game came out recently where dogs sucked ass? Wolfenstein 2.
Oh, it sucked.
That game was fun. Anytime a dog was on screen, it sucked.
Because he got stuck in an animation loop. Oh my god.
Anyways, some last talking points. This game was rebuilt as Narc in 2005. They did a reboot, which was like a GTA 5, a GTA clone.
GTA 5 clone.
Yeah,
2005.
That'd be really ahead of its time. If anyone's played Narc, let me know. We looked up footage of it. It looked really shitty. I don't think we're gonna play it. But yeah, let me know if you played Narc. Ray Liotta was in a film called Narc. I really like Ray Liotta. I haven't seen that, but if that's good, let me know.
Also, have you even played this game? Do you have a history of this game? And also, like, I don't know, do you have any, I was about to say drug stories?
Yeah, any drug stories, yo, let us know.
Any, like references about, like, because I feel like kids like who watch our show like are relatively like close to our age. Like, do you have any stories from the 80s drug games and stuff like that?
Yeah, or even like drug PSA stuff. Did a cop come in and like was weirdly like?
Did a cop come in and was weird?
No, I just remember in elementary school during Red Ribbon Week having all our assemblies where you would learn about like PCP, and I thought that was so weird because in elementary school, hey, I want a poster like that in my room that just says me. That's so goddamn cool.
He's on a phone. I'm making business calls.
But I remember Red Ribbon Week in school. Officers would come in. We went to the elementary school I went to like lived in such a safe white Orange County neighborhood that like cops would come in and be like, all right, now when kids start offering you marijuana, you're gonna say no. When the kids offer you PCP, I was in 6th grade like, what? No one's offering me drugs on the playground.
Frank and I live in such a safe area, it's like kind of ridiculous.
Yep.
Like obviously there is drug use.
And there's areas where it is an epidemic. And again, now that that Louis Theroux documentary talked about like this girl got hooked on opiates because her parents were hooked on opiates, so she'd go into her parents' drug cabinets. Times are always different, but like yeah, in 1996, it's like I didn't know what the fuck any of this was. I was like, it was the kind of thing where I didn't know anything about drugs. A cop comes in, tells you all about drugs. South Park did an episode about that, where like they talk about drugs, and then all the kids like, this sounds fun, let's try it.
Again, it's the same thing with like sex ed. You don't know anything about sex when you're like 10, 9, and they like relay all this information, and your first exposure to it can be like really scary.
Yeah.
Look at that guy freaking out.
It's because of drugs. Hey, that's how I get on the dance floor. Jesus Christ, I want to get to this gold damn safe card. Oh man.
Fuck. Ah, god damn it.
All right, we'll jump forward once we get the gold card. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
All right. This game is made by Midway. They do a lot of over-the-top stuff I love, like Mortal Kombat, which made violence famous, you know, pulling out skulls. Cruising USA, which will show off soon. You know, that's the end. When you get to the end, these bikini chicks giving you trophies.
Yeah, violence. Frank, I beat your score again.
Damn it. A lot of really ridiculous, silly stuff that's over the top. That's why I like arcade games, why I like Death Wish. The boss design for this game is insane. So now we get to Mr. Big.
Mr. Big
Mr. Big. All right, who's the big drug dealer? What the fuck is this? One thing that Midway is famous for is like, even NBA Jam and all that stuff. This game is actually produced by Williams, but Williams later incorporated Midway, so it's, you know, a little technical detail.
Throwing tongues at me.
They took photographs and like, so this was made kind of how like backgrounds in Cuphead were. They like took photographs of like a claymation model and animated, kind of like Tim Burton stuff. And just seeing this is like, this is really cool.
Yeah, it's just like Cuphead. Looks exactly like Cuphead.
Weird and kind of gross, but it's cool. And that's the thing I appreciate from Midway. And then the skull comes out, and like there's blood and guts. And like one last note I wanted to talk about is like hyper-violence in video games. So this game, the tone of it is over the top, like, okay, it's satirical. This is like fun, it's goofy. And like that's kind of stuff I love, like Mortal Kombat, like yeah, it's hyper-violent and moms are gonna have a moral panic about it, but like it's fun. But then there's the other side of it where it's like too far and then it comes from a wrong place. One game is like Hatred, which came out like in 2016, and these are some Polish developers who thought they were Marilyn Manson, who were like, ooh, what if you could,
this isn't your mom's game.
Yeah, and it's like the tone of it is so shitty. You can press start again. Oh, the reason this boss sucks and why I've never beaten this game is you have to like beat this game in one fucking credit. So it's like, yeah, I'm not one credit clearing this sucks. But like with Hatred, the tone of it is so like evil and just like
it's just awful.
Yeah, it's misguided, it sucks. And then like also Battlefield Hardline, which came out this like year that Ferguson and all that stuff was happening.
And it's like here's our cop game, and the trailer's filled with explosions and guns.
So Battlefield Hardline came out in a time when we realized there was a real terrible like misuse of power with police, where they're like Trayvon Martin, where they're just shooting black kids on sight. And it's like, then you put out Battlefield Hardline, which is, hey guys, now you can shoot and kill people on sight. And in Battlefield Hardline, you have the option to arrest people, which you can, and if you arrest people, you get more points. And
which unlocks more guns.
More guns, which you can kill people faster with. So it's like, really fucking insane. So yeah, I'm more about fun cartoon violence, which is why I like shitty action movies. Which was like, you know, I don't care about Marvel movies, because it's like, it's like kids stuff. I don't care. I feel, hey, make a Spider-Man movie with like lots of blood and guts. Imagine if Captain America throws a shield and decapitates someone. Then I'm into it. Until then, Civil War, Spider-Man versus Captain America, they're just gonna like fight and then kiss at the end. I don't want that. I want to see real blood. Until then, it's owned by Disney, so I don't care.
Frank, it's up to you.
All right, it's up to me. Well, I'm gonna end it. I don't care. All right. Last favorite thing I love about Narc, and we'll end it with this, is it has the greatest game over music in the world.
Some might say just the greatest music.
Yes, it's true.
You're busted. You're busted. Police, freeze. You're busted.
So that was Narc at the Computer, an arcade game released by Midway Williams Entertainment in 1988. Discovering it now, almost 20 years later, it's so cool and funny in the context of 80s action movie trash. Looking at through the lens of the war on drugs, it really is like a crazy time capsule. Like, Ronald, like, again, I'm 26-year-old, I'm not an historian, I wasn't fucking even alive when this was made, but like, moral panic, moms and dads, like the war on drugs, this is what people thought was out there in the streets. When people demonize fucking Donald Trump, inner city, like, this is what they visualize. Like, not that extreme, but it's like, this is a really interesting time capsule. There's stuff that's with the game that sucks, like the dogs. Mr. Big is too hard to kill, you know, put an easy mode in there. But I think, like, just as a little 20-minute dose of, like, fun and, like, insanity, this game is really cool and special. 2 thumbs up, really fun to try if you have a MAME emulator. Really goofy and cool. I like it. Bruce.
You know, unlike Frank, you know, I just think this game's okay. You know, time capsule, war on drugs. It's a video game.
Hey, video games can be art, Bruce.
Oh, it's true.
What's your thumbs?
Fuck. I'm gonna give it 1 thumb.
Fair enough.
Just because the game kind of gives me a headache.
Hey, you know what? True. But yeah, I give that extra thumb just because I love trauma, whatever that is, that punk culture,
You
know.
never gave me an extra thumb.
Oh, hey, well, maybe we'll get lucky.
well.
All right. Anyways, good ass game. Thanks for watching. You can send us emails to @thecomputershow@gmail.com. Follow us on social media. I'm @Frank Howley.
I'm _BruceEms.
Booyah. And also, if there's any alcohol companies watching, I love soju, so I'm looking for a sponsorship. I'll take anything.
I
What?
thought I got you off that stuff.
Hey, I'm sorry. After dealing with you, it's such a stressful headache. I need some way to unwind. So, looking to get stocked up, please.
Where's my fucking rocket launcher?
Oh, no, please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Thanks for watching At The Computer.